Hello, Dillykins here, and welcome back to the Dillykins 2 channel. We actually do got another trailer. We actually just got done with Hollow Knight a few days ago, actually, and just gonna go ahead and let you guys know that we actually gonna be doing a Hollow Knight boss plus the DLCs. But I'm just actually gonna go ahead and let you guys know that there are some bosses that I actually did not manage to do. Much of like the Godmaster DLC stuff, I was gonna do that, but somehow I literally just skipped over it, actually, because a lot of people was a little bummed. I was looking for the, I can't even think of the word I'm looking for. Whatever the, arena is for Godmaster, I can't even think of it, chat. Like, I literally did. My mind's literally blank. But let's go ahead and get into it. It will come up to me a little bit later in the episode, I'm pretty sure of it. Here we go. Okay, it's kind of a little bit of a real coincidence that the color scene is literally Christmas colors. Let me actually change the colors to white, gray. Let's do... We can add a little bit of red because there was some red in it. No, let's do like a light blue for like Lifeblood, red for Graham, and do like a dark blue for like Lifeblood or something like that. If you, no, it'd be like more like a purple, if you guys know what I mean, for like Dream. Okay, so we got easy, fun fight, average, or rough. Okay, so first, I want to say all these are in order by the way that I done it. No, actually, but that is fine. Okay. What we're gonna do is, I'm gonna do it by the list that I actually got, because I'm be posting some of these bosses over on TikTok, actually. If you have not followed me on TikTok, the link is down in the description, actually. Alright, so the first boss that we actually have done was the Godmother. This was a... No matter, it was the first boss. I would say it was somewhat of an easy fight if you... At first, it was a little rough, but it was, honestly, it was a pretty easy fight. There was a little bit of a annoying part whenever it just slammed itself from the ceiling to the ground was a little annoying, but it wasn't really that bad, to be honest. To be honest, it really wasn't that bad. False Knight. Yes, this was the second boss that we actually did do. The same night as we did at the Godmother. This was a rough fight, to be honest, but I would probably put it as a average fight. The failed champion was a little bit more crazier. I'm just gonna go ahead and let you guys know that. The failed champion is the Hidden Dream DLC boss, actually. It's basically the same as the False Knight, but I believe it just has a little bit more health and they're a little bit more aggressive, actually. So they're basically the same boss. Basically, it's just like their spirit dream form of them, actually. Yeah, it was a I will probably put like another category. Let's do it below, and let's do it I would do like an like it's like, it's not like it was a fight, like it was wasn't hard, but it wasn't like a pain in the ass, if you guys know what I mean. That's what I would probably will do. We do like yellow for Godmaster, actually. Trying to get the color schemes in mind for like the DLCs, actually. Got base game, Hidden Dreams, Grim, Half-Blood, and then Godmaster. Okay. Yeah, so failed champion was like an to me. It's basically the same fight, just a little rougher. Okay. So we actually did not manage to do the Morak But this fight was rough at first. No matter, there was a lot of stuff that was going on that night when we actually did manage to fight the Bully Moak, but at first it was a little rough. I'm just gonna go ahead and let you guys know. It was rough to me. I do not know why, but it was. The Vulture Fly King. Matter of fact, I did not realize that this was a optional boss, because if you actually don't free Zolt in Green Path, if I remember it was Green Path, you don't have to fight this. You do actually get an achievement for not freeing Zolt for the first time, actually. This fight was... It was a fun fight. It was easy. I probably put Godmother at like a fun fight, actually. It was an easy fight. It was basically, it just sweeps in, you just had to hit it, sweep in, hit it, or pogo bounce off of it. It wasn't bad. Mars Charger. A little bit like a cat and mouse type, but it was another easy. You just had to make sure you just gain new ground, make sure you had to gain new ground, actually, for it. This is the Hornet Protector. This fight was a little... at first, but whenever you learn the moveset, it wasn't really that bad, actually. To be honest, I actually did enjoy the Hornet Protector fight. Now, this is the first fight you actually do with Hornet and Green Path to like pursue through the storyline. No Eyes. No Eyes is one of the Dream Warriors.
I've done a ton of research on this and discovered you.
You know this is crazy.
I don't remember what Dream Eyes did.
You're in an echo chamber.
I know what you are.
I think this is the one we actually had to like avoid like the waves, absolutely. I don't remember. This was an ant fight. It wasn't bad, to be honest. Umu. I put it as an easy fight, to be honest. Like, basically the whole time throughout the fight, you're just trying to avoid like the Luna Flies, or the like the Electro. I'm pretty sure it's probably Luna Flies, actually. But honestly, truly, it was an easy fight, to be honest. It really was. And who? One of the other Dream Warriors. I think this is the one that teleported, wasn't it? I'm trying to remember. There was one of them that we did like one take and we had no problems with. It was one of the the Dream Warriors. I don't remember. And honestly, I'm trying to remember it. I think this was the one that teleported. It was one of... I don't know if it was No Eyes or who was the one that did it. The funny thing is, I did not manage to put it on my boss list, but it is what it is, chat. We'll probably put this at I don't really remember at the moment. Mentis Lords. To be honest, chat, this was I probably put Hornet, that's fine. Mentis Lords was fine. It was a little rough at first. It was a little rough, but it was a fun fight if you kind of learn the movesets and stuff. It can get a little tedious because whenever you fight the first lord, you had to go 2 against 1, and like whenever phase 2 hits, that's kind of like where things get really interesting, can be really challenging. But honestly, truly, if you just learn like the movesets and what do you need to do, it's pretty easy. To be honest, yes, the game seems a little easy, but the movesets, like some days you can be a little off, you can be a little delayed. Your action can be a little delayed. I had those days. You just had to learn the movesets because there's actually some people that I actually do respect that actually have played the game since release, and they know the movesets like back of the hand, or they can probably do it by like the sound and what they do during the game, because that's basically what they do. Is each boss has like a certain sound they're gonna do before they do that move, so you had to learn it. Soul Warrior. Easy fight, to be honest. This was easy, to be honest. The same with Soul Master. Soul Titan was a little to be honest, about average. I feel like it was more I feel like it's just gonna be more popular here. But I feel like False Knight's just gonna keep it at average, actually. It was a fun fight, but it was not easy at the same time. But Soul Master, it was a Soul Titan was an ant fight. It was a little rough at first, but it's basically the Hidden Dream DLC boss of Soul Master, basically. Just a little bit more aggressive one. The Watcher's Knights. I'm gonna be fair with you guys, Chad. Having to fight freaking 4 or 5 of them all at once, a little rough. But if you do not know about the secret Cinelore room that you can actually crash one of the Cinelores onto the bodies to actually redeem the body of one of the Watchers, just by one, it does help out a lot. But this boss did took me some time to do, not gonna lie. Normally, yes, you had to fight one at once, and then you had to fight 2 majority of the rest of the fight, basically. It was a little rough, but not bad. The Collector. I would say this was about an average fight. He's easy. He was pretty easy, nothing too crazy, to be honest. Nothing too crazy, I would say. Dun Defender. Dun Defender and White Defender is basically the same thing, but I'm just gonna go ahead and let you guys know I have not done White Defender. You had to defeat the Dreamers to destroy the Dreamers to be able to do White Defender. I think you had to fight Dun Defender too to fight White Defender, so White Defender is gonna be pushed to the back of the list. Dun Defender was a little. It was I'd say he was I would probably say he was average. He wasn't but he wasn't fun. No matter, he just threw poop at you the whole time. Ultramore. This boss was a little annoying because you had to deal with the freaking flying bomb things, but no matter, the whole time you're basically trying to avoid the flying ads, basically. That was basically it. And it's basically just a spell battle, basically. You just had to make sure you just build up your souls to be able to use like your spell blast, basically, or what's like the soul blast, basically. This was just another fight. It was nothing too crazy. Crystal Guardian. This is the one on the bench. These are just basic ads here. They're basically the same thing, same movesets. It was a little rough at first because you just did not know where he's gonna shoot his laser at. It was a little rough at first, but it wasn't that bad whenever you kind of figure it out. But you can't hit it from the back. You had to be facing in front of it because his back is armored up with crystal, basically. I would probably say these two is probably about average to be, yeah, that's what I'll probably do. 0. This was actually the first Dream Warrior that I have done. You basically just had to avoid, dodge his swords, basically. That basically like swings around a little arena that you actually do have. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't bad. I feel like all of the Dream Warriors was about to be. Mimu was a little annoying, but according to what I watched some videos, like people just play with him the whole time because he basically just bounces on the ball because he's a bouncy ball basically. Whenever he turns to the ball, people can just play with him and never let him get like do anything else basically. Whenever you just start bouncing around, people just start poking him off the nail basically. That's basically what the fight's supposed to be. It was just another fight. Trader Lord was a pain in the fucking ass. Mostly you had to deal with the fucking flying mantises. I do not know why, but the flying mantises was rough. Do not know why. Couldn't beat the trial of the fools with those fucking mantises when those freaking flying weapons they actually scythe that they have, but Lord, it took us a few tries, but it was a rough fight. Another Dream Warrior Glenn. It was another fight. This boss here, Knots, was badass, but it was rough. Low key. He was pretty rough. Badass boss though, but rough. I'm gonna probably say he was probably fun. Salt the Mighty. Easy. But what was he in? He was in the first trial of the Colosseum of Fools, if I remembered. The funny thing is that I did not manage to do Prince Zalt, actually. I do need to do that. What is that? Roller Blasters? Did not manage to do that. God Tamer, did not manage to do it. I do know that God Tamer is in the trial, like the final boss with the Trial of the Fools. I did not manage to do that. It's gonna go ahead and let you guys know. More life. This is another Dream Warrior. It was another to be honest. Hornet Sentinel. This is the final fight that you do have with Hornet and Kingdom's Edge. A little bit more rougher, but kind of a little bit of the same movesets, but you do get extra movesets because he puts like, if I remember, it's like needle mines out. You can't really get to move around a lot actually when I was put them out, but it wasn't really that bad. It was a little rough at first, but I honestly think that the Protector fight was a lot more fun than the Senator fight, to be honest, but it was still fun to fight it. Hive Knight. I don't know what's annoying about this boss is the freaking one back to it in the hive, because you only have like one fucking bench in the hive, and you had the one all the way back. If you get your shortcuts, yeah, that does loosen up some time, but it's just annoying because of the one back basically. But it was just it was an average fight. Gob. This is a Hidden Dream DLC. Accordingly, I do not have it on my list. So it is another boss I actually have not done. Okay, good to know. Broken Vessel. This was a fun fight, actually. I did enjoy this fight. The first Broken Vessel and Lost Can, they both was fun. No matter if you guys know that Lost Can is basically the same fight, but with the heading, you had the Dream Nail, the corpse, the dead corpse, and fight it again. The same area too. Broken Vessel and Lost Can, it's a fun fight. I enjoyed it, actually. I really did. I feel like I may need to get back into more of Hollow Knight, trying to get these other bosses in, actually. But Hollow Knight. Where do we begin on Hollow Knight? It is an easy fight, but it's a little annoying if you... just depends on what ending you're trying to get. I actually managed to get the Hollow Knight ending. That is one of the bad endings. And then we actually did manage to do Sealed Siblings. Hornet, you basically had to go through the White Palace to get this. You had to get the what is that charm? Not the Void Heart. It's the charm before you actually the King Soul. There you go. You had to go through the process to get the King Soul. You had to go through the whole puzzle pain. Took me about 3.5 hours to go through the White Palace through the puzzle to get to the top of White Plaza to get the second half, and they had to go down to the Abyss, get the Void Heart. You see all of the dead corpses of the bugs, basically, and spoilers alert. No matter, the annoying part was to get the... what is the ending called, actually? I just... hold on. I literally do this. Dream No More ending. The most annoying part was that if you die whenever you're trying to get to the remnants, you had to refight the Hollow Knight to get to it. But we did modify the game to do multiplier damage on it, so we kind of had to do that, actually. Yes, I did cheat to get the true ending, but it is what it is. Okay. Master Graham. Surge Master Graham. This was a fun fight. I actually did love this fight. This fight was fun. Just gonna go ahead and let you guys know. But it took me about 3 days, actually, to get through in KG. This was a rough fight, but if you actually start learning the movesets of it, yeah, it can be pretty easy, but you just need to make sure you know what the hell you're doing. Yes, it was rough. Yes. Okay, so these other bosses I actually have not done. Just gonna go ahead and let you guys know. But I did remember that it's from the, it was literally just in my mind. I was about to say just a few minutes ago. Hold on. I'm actually just trying to think of it. Actually. Yeah, I can't even think of it now. It's basically the Godmaster bosses here. Like you had to fight the different form of Evidence, Pearl Vessel, Winged Nox, the Sisters of Battle, Great Sigh. I did not manage to do any of these, actually. But these are like the only bosses that I have done. I would say that I'm still gonna play the game off stream, actually. But I'm just gonna go ahead and let you guys know. Winged Nox, feel like it's probably gonna be rough. Remnants, probably gonna be rough. Nail Master Soul and or Mates, I feel like these are probably gonna be a little or maybe average or rough. Crate Nail Sage Sai is probably gonna be high rough actually, but mostly he has a great sword. Maybe Pure Vessel is probably gonna be rough. I don't really know, to be honest. I really don't know. Probably Winged Gnaws and Remnants, just looking at it, looks rough. Just to look at. Just saying. But this is basically all I got, to be honest. I'm gonna take that off because... yeah. It was a fun game. And Chad's waiting for me to play Silksong. Actually. Soon. Soon.